Where is the Messiah supposed to be born? Where can we find and pay homage to the newborn king? And Herod is on the hunt for the child and wants to kill him. So here we are, Matthew chapter 2, as promised. The title of this chapter is Scholars from the East. So after Jesus was born in Bethlehem village, Judea territory. Now Israel had been split in two. We had northern Israel, which was known as Samaria, and southern Israel, Judea. Now there was a king during this period called Herod, and a band of scholars had arrived in Jerusalem from the east, Persians, modern day Iranians, and they followed a religion called Zoroastrianism, and they would follow and map the stars, and they saw something that brought them to Israel. So they asked around, where can we find and pay homage to the newborn king? We've observed a star in the eastern sky that signaled his birth. We're on a pilgrimage to worship him. And word got around of this inquiry, and it got back to the king, and he was terrified. And Herod is losing no time at all. He's gathering all the high priests and the religious scholars in the city together, and he asks, where is the Messiah supposed to be born? They tell him, Bethlehem, Judea territory. The prophet Micah wrote it plainly. It's you, Bethlehem, in Judea land, no longer bringing up the rear. From you will come the leader, who will shepherd and rule my people, my Israel. Herod then arranged a secret meeting with the scholars from the east, pretending to be a devout as they were. He got them to tell him exactly when the birth announcement star appeared. Then he told them the prophecy about Bethlehem, and said, go find the child. Leave no stone unturned. As soon as you find it, send word, and I will join in worship. Instructed by the king, they set out. Then the star appeared again, the same star they'd seen in the eastern skies, and it led them on their journey, hovering over the place of the child. And they could hardly contain themselves. They were in the right place. They'd arrived at the right time. They enter the house, and they see the child in the arms of its mother, Mary. They're so overcome that they kneel before him and they worship him. And then they present their gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The gold was to represent Christ's kingship. The frankincense, it was to represent Christ's divinity. And the myrrh signifies death. In a dream, the scholars were warned not to go back to Herod. So they found another route and made it back to their country. The scholars had gone, but God's angel shows up again. Joseph has a dream. The angel commands, get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt. Stay until further notice. Herod is on the hunt for the child and wants to kill him. So Joseph obeyed. He got up, he took the child and his mother by the cover of darkness. They were already well on their way by daylight. They lived in Egypt until Herod's death. And this again was another fulfillment of prophecy. This time, Hosea, when he preached, I called my son out of Egypt. The scholars have gone, Jesus has escaped, and Herod, he must be living. And he was. When he realized the scholars had been tricked him, he flew into a rage, commanded the murder of every child under the age of 2 in the Bethlehem area and the surrounding hills. He determined the age by the information he'd received from the scholars. And that's when Jeremiah's revelation is fulfilled. A sound was heard in Ramah, weeping and much lament. Rachel weeping for her children gone, dead and buried. Later Herod had died, and an angel of the Lord appears again to Joseph, and he says, get up, take the child and his mother, and re-enter Israel. So Joseph obeyed. He got up, he took the child and his mother, and re-entered Israel. When he heard, though, that Archelaus had succeeded his father as king of Judea, he was afraid to go there. But then Joseph was directed in a dream to settle in the hills of Galilee. On arrival, he settled in a little village called Nazareth. And this move was a fulfillment of the prophetic words, he shall be called a Nazarene. I encourage you to pick up this book. It's about time. It's about time you read it. And if you're struggling, then tune in daily to the Visual Bible. We're only getting started. Jesus is about to appear. If you're enjoying the Visual Bible, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe. And as always, we keep up the positive.